Hi guys, and welcome back. If you are new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so that you don't miss any of the free content that I share with the trading community here on YouTube. So I want to start by asking a question today. If your strategy delivered a just below 10R winning setup, would you be able to let a trade of that size actually get to target? Would you have the discipline and the patience and the belief in your edge to let that trade play out? Because we all know that markets don't move in a straight line, don't we? Now, I was originally making this video for a mentoring client, but I've decided to turn it into a full video for the YouTube channel today because I think what we'll talk about here will really help and will really add massive value for a lot of traders out there who still might be self-sabotaging their own profitability, which in a way, it's a good problem to have, isn't it? Because if you can just remove that self-sabotage, you're profitable. And this is why so many of the traders who come to me and learn my strategies actually gain profitability, because in many cases, the only thing standing between them and profitability is their own actions, i.e. exiting early, executing late, missing or skipping trades due to fear, missizing positions, not managing risk correctly. And in today's video, hopefully I'll be able to help you solve those problems once and for all. And when you can do that, profitability is waiting on the other side. So let's get to it. The reason I started by asking that question, could you hold such a large winning trade to target, is because on the face of it, I'm sure most people would say, yes, no problem. Will, give me a strategy that brings in wins of that size, just below 10R, and you better believe I'll take those trades and bank that profit. But let's say that I hand you a strategy that does just that. Today, I hand over my DAX strategy and you're presented with a just below 10R trade like we were yesterday, which is the trade in question here that you can see on screen. Let's say you're risking £100 per trade, right? And you take the trade, completely comfortable with being stopped out if necessary, and in that case, losing your maximum risk, losing £100. So far, so good. You have a huge setup in front of you, a massive winning trade on the table, you've managed risk, and you take the trade. What you're seeing on screen here is, again, the DAX strategy entry signal from yesterday morning. And this is actually our entry signal that told us yesterday to buy the market with a stop loss below the low and a target up above market where you can see. Now, if you do get to target on this trade at £100 risk, with this being a 9.2R trade on paper, that's a £920 win. And I know that almost all of you with the DAX strategy took just that yesterday by following and, more importantly, sticking to the rules. Imagine that. That, for many people, is the mortgage paid, the car loan paid, the week's food shopping paid for, and dinner out with the wife somewhere nice and some money left over, made in one day by awaiting a setup and pressing a button. If you take the trade and let it get to target, of course. And this is where things get itchy for some people. So let's say you've just taken the trade, and if we skip forward, we can see that this happens. Price starts to instantly move in your direction, and your 1R at £100 up, then your 3R and your £300 up, then your 6R and your £600 up. Would you stick with the trade with this open profit and loss staring back at you? Would you actually let the trade move towards target and actually get to target? On the face of it, I'm sure a lot of you are going to say, yes, no problem. All I need now is the strategy and I'll happily bank the next, 10R, 15R trade that comes along, especially if all I have to do is a way to set up, press a button and walk away. But I've had quite a few, well, I say quite a few, I've had 2 or 3 messages and emails from traders today saying, Will, I took the trade, I saw price pause and begin moving sideways and then coming back down, and I snapped. I took 4R, 5R, and I've now lost out on half more, and I've left £300 or £400 on the table, and I'm annoyed at myself. I've done it again. I've self-sabotaged my own results. And across a year, even if you only miss out on, let's say, 1 hour per trade across 12 months, that can have huge negative impact. So I've had the conversation with these guys today and offered a few solutions, one of which is literally taking the trade and just not checking it whatsoever until the very next morning when we begin trading. Again, a completely mechanical stop or target approach. And I wanted to put it back to you guys. I wanted to ask you all that question. Imagine you had this strategy yesterday. You were presented with this huge setup that offered at just below 10R trade. You have the opportunity to 10x your money, 10x your risk. The strategy literally says, buy here, put your stop loss here, put your target here, and just go. Just walk away. You're done. There's no need for any thought, any emotion, any analysis. Just take the trade and quite frankly go away. Could you do that? And it's just like the famous trader Jesse Livermore says in one of his books. It's never the thinking that brings the money. It's the executing with edge and just sitting tight. And I've built all of my strategies around that thesis, around that principle, completely removing emotion, completely removing self-sabotage and so on. If you can take the trades and just, again, walk away, that is. Now, for those that do struggle with this, I wanted to offer two things that might help. So firstly, again, take the trade and close the computer. Delete your broker's app off your phone and do not check that trade whatsoever. Stop or target only. Secondly, take a look at your risk because this may be the issue. If you're risking, let's say £100, but £300 is quite a substantial amount of money to you, you're almost always going to snap when you see that or £400 or more on screen. Because again, it's a substantial amount of money to you and that brings emotion into the picture. And from there, everything will fall apart. So give both of those some thought and hopefully one of those will help. For those of you who did bank the win yesterday though, well done. It's a real month maker of a trade and you deserve it too for following the rules and trading well. Anyway, I really hope that helps. And for those of you who are perhaps still struggling with self-sabotage, acting on emotion, the DAX strategy is one, or any of the strategies that I share, will, if you can follow the rules, help you to finally overcome that and gain profitability. If that sounds good, I'll put a link in the description that links to my website, and you can go over there, you can grab the DAX strategy or any of the other strategies today and make a start in trading with Edge. Again, I hope you guys have found this video helpful, useful. It's been really great to have you back here on the channel today. I'll leave it there for now. And as always, trade with Edge, with consistency. And I look forward to having you back here on the channel soon. Thanks, guys.